The pieces are these incredible seeds that are called pyrophilic, so they open and germinate in fires. And whilst I was in Australia at the end of 2019, I kind of witnessed them in the incredible bushfires. And since that time, I've really started to think about them a lot in terms of this metaphor and as the landscape as a metaphor as a whole, about kind of where we are and how we face different struggles, resilience, and our own perseverance. Hi, I'm Kristina Chan, and I'll be having an exhibition here at the Lightbox on the 4th of December. The show is titled Adrift, and it has a number of new works, including prints and sculpture that I've made based on residency I did in Australia, as well as over the last kind of 18 months and the development since. So I was really inspired by William Turnbull's sculptures. I think I was drawn to this idea of isolation and how it's seen differently with everyone else, and of course with the last few months we've all had this idea of kind of strange objects, or how we imbue meaning in objects, especially when they're out of context, or say when you bring something from afar into a completely new environment, and how all of the different takes become both quite universal and extremely personal at the same time. I'll be showing a number of additional sculptures, bronze works, and a few works cast in both gold and silver. There'll be different types of seeds as well. All of them, again, having this kind of double meaning, this metaphor about the environment, the landscape as a whole, and how we kind of pinpoint or discuss this sense of place. And I'm really interested in this idea of how we feel experiences, how images and artifacts become more of a felt narrative, and that's what a lot of my work's about. Alongside that, there will be a number of new prints that also tell in the same way these two stories. There'll be a very kind of literal narrative about time and place, and these very specific landscapes that are quite foreign and perhaps need a bit of context, but the fact that they're also extremely relatable. So you'll see this idea of hope, of dawn, of even daydreaming, or kind of being still, as well as an overarching idea of the show. And with that, the title of the exhibition is called Adrift, and I think that really sums it up, because there's this thought of placelessness, or of being in two places at once. And I think I'm always thinking about that, just because I moved to London at a very basic level, and you always feel torn between where you are and where you come from, or where you're going. And it's very much like that in my work as well. So I think in that we all relate, and the landscape's kind of a perfect metaphor for me to work within.